Picture this, you're babysitting your nephew and he wants to go to the park. You say, sure, grab your shoes. You get to the park and it is packed. He asks if he can go play on the slide and you say, stay where I can see you. Your phone goes off and it's your sister. You walk away to where you can hear her better and answer the call. Quickly, you hang up and turn around to get your nephew, but he's nowhere in sight. This is the horror that many people live through. But what if I told you there is something out there that can tell you where he is at all times? Today I'm here to tell you why you should support human microchipping. Through extensive research, I was able to determine the benefits to having a microchip inserted. Today I'll be sharing with you 3 reasons that you should support microchipping. First, the convenience of microchipping. Second, the law enforcement and parolee safety. And third, the medical benefit. First, the convenience of microchipping. What is the microchip? A microchip is an RFID, which stands for radio frequency identification. It is slightly larger than a grain of rice. It is implanted under the skin in either the hand or by the tricep and has a 16-digit identification number that's linked to a database holding information such as your medical information, medications you use, or even personal information. Microchips also contain banking information and eventually may replace physical debit or credit cards. The number would be linked to your database, and when equipped with the appropriate equipment at your local retail store, your payment could be made by having your arm within 3 to 5 inches of the receiver. Fox News says that 85% of identity theft is due to stolen credit cards. So how great would that be to have your credit card safely embedded into your tricep muscle? Many people lose their passports or driver's license on a daily basis. Being microchipped allows you to attach that document into your database and takes away the possibility of being pickpocketed. Amal Grafostra, the author of RFID Toys and Double Implantee, has his microchip linked to his house, his car, and can unlock them as he walks to his door. On his website, dangerousthings.com, he has created an easy at-home kit where you can insert a microchip into your hand yourself for around $160. According to the reporter Danielle Restucia, his right hand has a rewritable chip which allows him to upload and download data from devices like his phone, while in his left he has a microchip that's used to unlock his door, start his motorcycle, or log into his computer. Now that we know about some benefits and the convenience of being microchipped, let's expand into how microchips can help the law enforcement. First, we'll start with firearm safety. There would be twin chipping, which is having your gun chipped to match the chip in the person that is registered to it. This would stop the gun from working unless being operated by the matching chip. According to the web-based Injury Statistics Query and Reporting System, in 2010 there were 606 unintentional firearm deaths, and 8% of those were from children under the age of 6. By using location services, it would allow parolees and prisoners to remain monitored, specifically for in prison. If there were to be a fight that broke out, their microchips would be checked to see who was where at a specific time and determine who started the fight. It could also be used for men and women who are registered sex offenders to make sure that they are complying with their arranged assignments. The Bureau of Justice says that 1 in 32 Americans are in prison or are a parolee. And according to the Institute of Electrical and Electronics engineer spokesperson Stu Liphoff, police could track cars and read data without needing to scan license plates. Now that we know about how microchips can help our safety, let's move on to the medical benefits that we would encounter. As future nurses, having patients with microchips would only enhance our quality of work by having to spend less time at the nurse's station filling out charts, because all of our information would be in our patient's pre-existing microchips. Positive ID, previously known as Verichip, is the only company to create an FDA-approved RFID microchip for human implanting. And according to NBC News, their implant is meant to help doctors get a vital information by providing a secure code for the hospital to scan. After scanning, the appropriate doctor is allowed to access the patient's secure medical information in an external database. There would also be fewer accidents. Hospitals sometimes mix up newborns at birth, and many are unaware that they are being sent home with the wrong child. By simply microchipping them at birth, they will have their medical information embedded to avoid child mix-ups. Russian journalist Vlad Dmitrievic has confirmed that all European newborns as of December 2016 will be required to have microchips at birth. For patients with dementia or Alzheimer's, have a bright future ahead of them with the progress of microchips. They can be used currently for their locational services, but according to Voxy News, a US-based team of researchers has been working on a chip that could replicate the process of creating and storing long-term memories. If they can get it right, a chip would be implanted into the part of the brain and it would recognize what the damaged portion of the brain should be doing. By using electrodes, the chip would stimulate the damaged area and mimic the functioning of undamaged cells by helping that person and help retrieve their lost memories. For child abductions, they would be able to access the child's 16-digit code and determine their location. Now that we've talked about some reasons that you should support, let's address some of the negative claims against having one. Many fear the idea of having something in their body where the government can track their every movement. Others fear the idea of having it being forced upon them unwillingly. And according to the American Civil Liberties Union, new technologies can record your every movement, revealing detailed information about how you choose to live your life. Without the right protections in place, the government can gain access with this information and to your private life with disturbing ease. To that I say, currently our cell phones report our location as long as the phone is on. They register to cell phone towers every couple of minutes, which the government can access just as easily. Walmart even had RFID tags on their clothes, so people were wearing their clothes with the tracking device and had no idea. They are all over the place, we just don't know about most of them. And it seems like a small price to pay when it can save your life or a loved one's life. In conclusion, I have shared with you today the convenience of human microchipping, how it can benefit law enforcement and parolee safety, medical benefits, and I've responded to the fear of microchip and location services. Hopefully your perspective on human microchipping has changed and opened your eyes to the endless possibilities that our future holds if we all get microchips.